Today, we're breaking down KC Concepcion, wide receiver from Texas A&M, focusing on his playmaking ability and how his speed and explosiveness translates to the field. Let's get into the tape. First play for KC Concepcion versus LSU. He had a nice matchup against star corner Mansour Delane. So we're going to see him motion out. He's at the top of the screen, motion down into somewhat of a bunch set here. He's going to run a whip route. So it's man-to-man coverage. You see him motion with him. Again, using the whip route out of this formation, like really good play calling and play design. Great strong-handed catch. And then the short area quickness to make the play after the catch as well. So let's go back to it here. So again, once we get into this territory, and we're going to run this whip route, I love how KC Concepcion, as a value of his playmaking ability, he's a guy that you can scheme into playmaking opportunities. And then he's a guy that with the football in his hands, he's a natural playmaker. We're going to see that here. The whip route with the congestion, right? Create some traffic issues. You're basically with that kind of bunch set, and you have guys releasing in different directions, at different angles, at different levels to open up the opportunity for KC Concepcion to run this whip route. It puts Mansour Delane in the spot where he's got to navigate through traffic, right? He's got to navigate through the traffic, through the bodies to get to his guy. And there is essentially creating natural rubs, picks, and screens, which allows him to sit. And then you see the separation. Ball is not perfect. And some of that's due to pressure in the pocket and quarterback having to reset and everything like that. But you see here, strong-handed grab above his head, and then here with the ball in his hands, making a star cornerback, star defender who was locked down all season, miss in the short areas. KC Concepcion is just a natural playmaker, a guy that can do it with when it pertains to, again, the scheme, being able to create some opportunities for him, but also he creates the opportunities for himself. Again, the short area quickness, the phone booth quickness, and I love that. Right, you see Marcel Reed having to be able to move in the pocket and then going back. Right, he has to shuffle, slide, reset, and throw. Great grab by KC, and then the spatial awareness to turn around, become a runner, and not just become a runner, but you're squared up with one of the best DBs in the country. Make him look foolish, make him miss, and now you get upfield and make some plays. All right, second route here versus LSU. And what you're going to get here, you have KC Concepcion on the bottom of the screen, single side wide receiver to the boundary, facing a six. I believe that's, I think his last name may be Pickett. He's like a 6'4", maybe 6'5" corner. I think he's like a true freshman for LSU. He's a line in press alignment, right up at the line of scrimmage and everything. You have Casey off the ball from the looks of it. So he has a little bit of space between the two, but he's going to run mesh concept. Let's let the play roll. And now I break down what I like about this route here and what he did. Now the scheme is going to open up things naturally because it's mesh concept, right? You get crossers, you create high traffic opportunities and areas across the middle of the field, and he's able to make the play. Now when you watch it here, love the vertical step, right? Watch the vertical step upfield. Okay, you always, whenever you're attacking the DB, you always want to gain ground, right? So you always want your step, especially your first step, to be vertical, to be explosive. So get upfield, and then you hit a hard jab. The jab moves the tall corner, right? You move him outside, and now you look at it. KC Concepcion already has a beeline, already has the inside leverage and angling to run his crosser. Now you run that tall corner through a lot of traffic. The ball, even though it's a clean for the most part clean pocket and everything, the ball is not placed perfectly. You would like to see this pass thrown out in front because that's how, like, again, accuracy. It was an accurate throw. It just didn't have the best ball placement because here, if you lead your receiver, because the ball is still in Marcel Reed's hand, pressure is getting there. But if he leads his guy and anticipates the space, it'll allow Casey Concepcion to catch the ball. It's a little bit behind him too. Catch the ball in stride and be able to really get some yak after the play. But great job by Casey Concepcion nonetheless. Here and in the LSU game, which is one of my favorite games to watch for KC Concepcion, you're seeing it. This third play, he's been all over the formation. He's been to the single sided to the boundary. He's been motioning to a bunch set, and here he is. It's a 3-by-1 set with the tight end across the formation on his own, and then you have KC Concepcion being the number 3 receiver in somewhat of a tight, nasty alignment or split. He's number 3 from the sideline. and he's going to get a matchup here against zone, getting up the seam, right? Kind of fakes as if it's a wheel. He's going to take it up the seam, avoid and evade this underneath defender, find his spot in the end zone, settle, and then make the play for his quarterback, right? And we're going to see here that's also part of the concern people have with his drops. All drops are not created equal, and then you ask yourself what can be corrected. Good job by Marcel Reed evading, finding his guy. What I saw here that a lot of people want to talk about is he's a clapper, right? You see the like how his hands aren't just up like a diamond like the old way they taught us growing up to catch the football. Like, hey, throw up the diamond, throw up the rock, let the ball fit right into the diamond. Here you see his hands come up and clap the ball and trap the ball. Now that is something that is absolutely fixable. It is correctable, but still really good catch, real good play. And again, his ability to work up the work vertical and create a vertical play, settle into the zone, into the soft spot, let that route take that safety. You settle into that open area. You see him throw his hands up. Now he works back to the ball, catch it, and then go down, preventing that DB from knocking the ball out. Now here against LSU, again, moving all over the formation. Now he's in the slot in that actual nasty tight alignment, close to the formation, close to the tight end and everything. And he's facing man-to-man coverage, right? And the DB is going to try and get hands on. Let's let the tape roll here so you can see what I mean. Number 11 wants to get hands on. He's looking for his help, looking for where guys are spatially. He's going vertical in terms of KC Concepcion. Great release, and then the speed after it is outstanding, right? So let's play that back here. I want to slow it down. You see him attack. Let's get to it. See him attack the DB. DB is in a position here where you're talking about he's flat-footed, so there's no movement, no activity with his feet. He's leaning forward, is waist bending. Same thing we see from bad technique from offensive tackles and offensive linemen. When you waist bend and your hands are beat, you're typically stuck. It's like locking your body, locking your hips, because now you can't recover. And he's not able to recover either in terms of this defensive back in the slot. This nickel defender, you see it, and he wants to shoot his hands. And then Casey is so advanced with his hand usage and his ability to knock guys' hands down, clear the hands, clear the man. And then after that, it's just getting vertical. Now you're out of position, you're out of phase immediately, and then he's able to take the top off the defense. But Marcel Reed is flushed and he ends up running like a 45-yard touchdown. Here in the low red zone, now he's on the outside to the field, close to the sideline, and we'll get him against again off man, soft man coverage, not right up on the line of scrimmage from the be physical and bump and run. And I love his process. I always talk about this, guys. The result is the result. The process is what makes the result, and all results don't go to the NFL if the process is bad. So let's see his process here. Off man coverage. Immediately, what I notice is that the cornerback tilts his hip, basically giving him the open to either the out route or to the fade ball, right? To the corner of the pylon. What is that? What is he doing? He's taking away, he's trying to take away the slant or an in breaker. So he's kind of turned to try and funnel him and force him to the spots that he feel he can cover. It's called take away something to chase something. So he's trying to take away the slant to chase the fade or the out route or some of the outbreaking routes or over there by the pylon and the sideline, right? You're going to get a shuffle release from KC Concepcion. Great job knocking down a hand. But I will say that we're going to let it play back. Again, he does a good job, right? Shuffling, closing the space, closing the distance. So against off man, you want to close the distance, then release. Good release there. Great job clubbing the hand, knocking the hand away. We got to go back through it slow-mo to show you that even though he knocked the hand away, DB was still able to get his hand on KC Concepcion, make that a more difficult tight window contested catch. So here you see the release, tempo, shuffle, head fake, gets him leaning, knocks the hand down. If he could have kept the hand off, because you see here, let's roll that back. What do you see here, guys? Look, number 11's arm. This is essentially this is either going to be called defensive holding in the NFL, or if the ball's in the air, is DPI, and it's going to be first in goal from the 1 yard line because it's in the end zone. He's basically and effectively interfering with KC Concepcion and turning his body with that hand. He does it quickly. It's almost subtle but quick, but nonetheless, he does it, and it kind of creates opportunity for him to get back in phase. And this is where you look at one of the flaws to the profile of a KC Concepcion. He's not the biggest body with the greatest wingspan. So a helmet, a higher catch in a contested catch situation against completing the catch through physicality and through contact just didn't happen here. That's something that you have to worry about going to the NFL. Now, against South Carolina, this is another game he really showcased his entire bag and abilities and alignment versatilities and how much of a playmaker he is and how easy it is to get him the football. Here, he's motioning into kind of a stack set with the slot receiver. He's going to run a trail route. He's going to trail the slot receiver against, he's got Jalen Kilgore in coverage and man coverage, and then just break back across the middle almost like a slant. And then you just see the dynamic ability, the explosiveness, stopping on the dime, stop and juke a defender that is flowing and everything. He's an easy guy to get the football to, and I think that's what NFL quarterbacks look for, right? It's a lot of times I'm looking for guys to be, I call it no nonsense. Don't do a lot of dancing. Don't do a lot of this, that, or the other. Just be efficient and effective, right? So when you talk about being able to run that trail route, plant that foot, get that separation, and now what do? You make the play after the catch. Yes, the scheme and the play call got him open, but then his natural ability is what makes him special. With the football in his hands, making a guy miss and able to get back stay in field, stay on the field and inside the field of play, and then get the yards after catch and after contact. So good job by KC Concepcion here. Now here versus South Carolina, I love this play and this route. He's running the 9 route, go route, but we're going to see how nuanced and detailed he is. Corner's trying to mirror technique him. Great job stemming outside and then working back crossface, tracking the ball, finishing through contact here, right? He struggled with it on that play versus LSU where he's trying to make the play through contact and through physicality at the catch point on the helmet a higher throw. This was a hit. Guys, I'm gonna show you from the end zone angle in just a moment, but I want to talk this through real quick. I want to talk this through. Watch him attack outside leverage, right? You get him attacking outside, and then that ability you see. Look at the position the corner's in, right? He works back cross face, clubs and swims the hands. Good job by the corner to try and get back in phase, but vertically he's beat, and then the ball is dropped in the that's a great throw by Marcel Reed. Just a bucket throw, dropping it right in the bucket for KC Concepcion to make that play. Love that. Love how he tracked it. And the concentration, guys, the concentration through this catch. Look at the hit he's going to take from 31. Boom. Nice big hit. But again, he's tracking the ball. You got a defender on your backside hip. You got 31 closing in, and he just makes a big boy grab. And again, like I keep saying, I get the concerns when it pertains to the drops. All drops aren't created equal. Quoting an arbitrary stat without watching the film is lazy and useless. Big hit, catches it, and maintains control of the football. Here versus Arkansas, you're going to see natural separation and route running from KC Concepcion on this post corner versus man-to-man coverage. You got single high safety, so middle of the field close, and just watch how much separation he's able to create on this route. You get power step upfield, work back cross face, sells the post route, works back out on the corner. Now the ball, he doesn't get the ball pressure, and we'll show that in a second. But really love how he's able to, again, like he attacks guys. He'll square up defenders very well in terms of like move. He understands just the nuance and detail of moving guys it's very manipulative, moving guys off their spot and creating avenues and angles for him to get even, right? And typically, with a guy with this type of speed, you worry if he's even, he's leaving. So now he gets even. You see the corner almost loses his balance. He's trying to stay in phase. He's fighting for his life there. Hard plant from the outside foot, work back, to the post area. You see nice shoulder turn to sell that, and then hard plant from the inside foot. Now watch the separation yet again, and he's completely gone. Left split both defenders, and if his quarterback was not pressured, this is an easy pitch and catch for a nice explosive play down the field. But we're going to see exactly why his quarterback was pressured, because he was unprotected. I'm not sure what the thought process was for 23, but let's just say I'm pretty sure in the meeting room this didn't go, this wasn't a good conversation. So let's watch how he completely whiffs on this chip block, right? He's trying to chip and release. Terrible block, by the way. Your quarterback, like, you got to square this guy up and you have to make contact. You got to hit him between the 1 and the 0 in his chest. He just slips and dips by you, bends by you, and now he's in the face of your quarterback. Luckily, the quarterback's athletic, but just overall, like, that was a play where, again, when people ask, like, oh, well, what about, why didn't he have 1,000 yards, or why didn't he have more productivity? Well, it's not just, it's not a video game, guys. It's more than just the receiver catching passes. Other guys have to do their jobs as well. Here versus Notre Dame, he's going to run an out route. He's at the top of the screen in one-on-one coverage. Again, you have single high safety, middle of the field close from the Fighting Irish's defense. We're going to watch here. You're going to get the corner already in the back pedal. He's opening up the hips. He's going to side saddle bail out of there. Great job with the out and up. I don't even know if he was expecting the ball to be thrown, but he slowed down a little bit. Let me rewind that. Let's bring that back. But you see him plant, and there's literally like 3 steps. The plant step, 1, 2, and then the plant step. It's like 3 or 4 steps, really, for him to, he plants that outside foot, and then it's like, yeah, maybe 3 steps from him to go from planting the outside foot to going back upfield, and he turns this guy completely around, and that's how you attack. That kind of bail technique, that side saddle bail. You stress them vertical. Because when you get in here, guys, you run this out route, but you run it quickly. Once you plant here, look where the DB's eyes are. He's not in phase right now. So in his mind, like, I got a speed turn. I got to turn out of this. So he goes to turn to trigger downhill to get back in phase on the out route, and it's an out and up. And now there's so much separation created. And then watch him go up and make the play at his highest point. Love that ability from him, to where it's not just, hey, I'm waiting for the ball. He can't elevate and attack the ball instead of just waiting for it to descend from the air. Good pocket movement from Marcel Reed. Goes up. Great play by KC Concepcion. Now we got Florida. He's 5'11", almost 6 foot even, if not 6 foot even, per NFL.com, and what he measured in at the combine, last month. He's faced a lot of taller, bigger corners, right? And we're going to see another example of that right here. So you get press man, right? You get press man alignment. Corner checks with the ref, make sure he's good, he's not over the line. Now, KC Concepcion, single side. It's too high safety look here. He's running a curl route. And you rotate into, looks like we're about to rotate into cover 1. Great job for multiple reasons, right? I want to bring that back real quick, and then I'll let the replay on its own play. But you're going to get an outside release, okay? Outside release, knock down the hands, and then to be able to sink and then drive back. And again, guys, make a strong-handed catch on a ball that is not thrown with the best accuracy or with best placement, right? Marcel Reed throws this ball outside, right? It's high and outside. No, you want this ball on the number 7. But again, the process, everything starts here for me at the line of scrimmage. You got a big corner that wants to get handsy with you, right? He wants to strike. He wants to get 2 hands on KC Concepcion to really try and limit him. Good job knocking and getting those hands off of him. Get even. Put the fear of God in him, because he thinks that he can run away from you because you don't have safety help. And then work back down the stem. Make the strong-handed grab, which, again, if the ball was thrown on the 7, he probably is able to turn up field and get a couple more yards after the catch. But nonetheless, man, great play, great rep by KC Concepcion. Before we get into this final play of my film breakdown for KC Concepcion, please, if you enjoyed this breakdown, go like, subscribe, comment, everything, right? Like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment in the comment section. Let me know where he ranks for you among the 2026 NFL Draft wide receivers. I have a first round grade on KC Concepcion over at bleachreport.com, where I do all of my scouting. Now, that's all my reports. Let's get into the film here. You got man-to-man coverage and everything. Again, they want to press him. They want to slow him down. He's running a comeback route. And just, I love the nuance he plays with, guys. I absolutely love the nuance he plays with. Let's go over it one more time. Now, you see him like that ability to square, the knowledge to keep a DB squared, to square them up, and then look at him. That slight little movement, that left to right kind of crossover, or that left, right, right, left, that crossover. He doesn't have a basketball, but the way he moves, you would think he does. And he crosses over this, he crosses this DB over, crosses him up actually, moves him off his spot, and then works back cross face to get inside leverage here. Watch him. DB's out of phase, out of position. This could go vertical, makes it think it's vertical. Watch him sink his hips. DB's eyes are on the quarterback. He's not even able, like, he's looking in the backfield to make sure the ball's not being thrown. Look at the separation. Look at the separation. If this ball was thrown, KC Concepcion catches this pass and easily turns up for yards after the catch. But the ball went deep down the field like a post route against like double coverage. Odd decision from Marcel Reed there. But again, just to close out, let's look at this route one more time. I want to bring it back. I'm sorry. Just again, the nuance, the shuffle steps, the movement skills, very smooth, selling the vertical, cutting it back down on the comeback route. This young man is absolutely talented, and he's the type of wide receiver that I want on my team. But guys, that's my KC Concepcion film breakdown. Wide receiver out of Texas A&M, first round wide receiver. He brings you yak, natural playmaking. You can scheme him open. He gets open. He's got speed, dynamicism. Yes, he's a little bit of a hand clapper. Yes, working on the jugs machine will absolutely fix that. But nonetheless, guys, don't just quote drops and drop percentages. Watch the tape, see what's correctable and what's not correctable. If anybody tells you that KC Concepcion cannot catch the football, tell them. Matter of fact, send them this link, send them this video so they can see him make some of the grabs he's able to make. He can catch the football. He can get open. He can and will make plays. But guys, as always, thank you for joining me here at the Scouting Room for this breakdown. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. And until next time, y'all be blessed.